Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Many of you watched the video I did a few weeks ago about why I am discontinuing the use of the Devacurl hair products that I have been using the last couple of years. And boy, your comments, they struck me in all the feels because so many of you are having similar physical issues and hair loss issues, and I feel for you. Today I'm talking to you in this video about a couple of things that I think that Devacurl could be doing to really diffuse this situation. I am a businesswoman. I coach over 2,000 business owners every single month on how to build their business in my paid groups. And so I'm used to dealing with business owners. So I'm looking at this scenario this week from the eyes of a woman who's lost half of her hair in the last 6 months, but also through the eyes of a businesswoman, and just really talking from that angle, like the things that could make it better. So tune in. Hey friends, Jennifer Allwood here. Welcome back to the podcast. This is podcast episode 157. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you today. I'm also very, what's the word? I'm just wanting to be really mindful of how I present this particular podcast episode. I'm going to be talking to you today about Devacurl hair products, but probably not from the angle that you think that I am going to be speaking in. If you're somebody who follows me on Instagram or on YouTube, you will know that a couple weeks ago I did some videos talking about the fact that in the last 6 months I have lost half of my hair. I've done lots of before and after pictures so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, but I have had major hair loss. And I knew that I was like losing my hair. I also felt like I was kind of losing my mind. I've been to doctor after doctor. I've got some other things going on in addition to, which we'll talk about in a minute. But about the same time, the story broke about Devacurl hair products for women with curly hair. And I've been using these products for about 2 years. And so I want you to know that I am watching very closely what's going on with Devacurl, and I'm very much invested into this entire story, A, because of my own personal health and the fact that half my hair is gone, and B, because as a business person, I'm just really watching how Devacurl is handling the crap storm that's really has gained a lot of momentum just in the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to be talking mostly from that angle today about what we as business owners or as product users can actually learn from this whole Devacurl hair product fiasco. And I think it's going to be really useful. I think it's going to be really useful for you as a business owner or you as a consumer. And so stay tuned. But first, I'm going to talk real quick about a girl named Jess who owns a custom tumbler making company called Amazing Graceland K Custom Designs. So here's what Jess says about my podcast. She says she's been listening to me for almost a year. Her only complaint is that she didn't find my podcast sooner. Every podcast has had at least one juicy nugget that she needs to hear. Jess is also part of my inner circle and says she can't say enough great things about what I do for everyone in business. So Jennifer has not only helped me grow my business, but she has helped me strengthen my relationship with the Lord and even influenced my 9-year-old to start listening to my podcast. Well, first of all, Jess, please tell your 9-year-old that I said he's my favorite. I mean, that's stinking amazing. Thank you. And second of all, I just want to pray a blessing over your business, the Amazing Graceland K Custom Designs. I just pray a blessing over you and your business, Jess, that God would just multiply your efforts, that he would give you a way where there seems to be no way, that you would get dreams and visions on how to expand this thing as you sleep at night, and that you would be obedient to just walk those things out to the glory of God in your life. In Jesus' name, amen. So, okay. So let me recap with you just real quickly here. And by the way, thank you, Jess, for taking the time to write that podcast review. Every time you guys go over to, well, it was iTunes and now it's Apple Podcasts, but every time you go over there and leave a review, first of all, we see them. I see them. They matter so much in terms of rankings and getting new guests. So every time you take the time to do that, I want you to know I just, I beam from ear to ear. So thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. So let me tell you my hair story and what's been going on with my health in the last less than a year. Okay. So last spring, and this is going to possibly be TMI for for some of you, but it is what it is. I've been in menopause for 3 going on 4 years. And last spring, I started to be spotting, which, by the way, is not normal for a menopausal woman and causes great alarm to your doctors when you have been in menopause for many years and then you are suddenly spotting every month. And so went into my doctor, then had to go in for like a sonogram, had to go in for a biopsy, had to go in for all the things. Okay. And by the way, that's never fun, and it causes a lot of anxiety, and it's expensive, and it's time, and it's emotional energy. It's not just, the test. It's all the things that go with that. All of that came back clear. That started last spring. And I also last spring started something, just my mouth was sore. Like all the time. I noticed that it felt like I had literally like gargled with like Tabasco sauce or something. And I kept thinking to myself, it's almost like I've ate hot soup. Like, what's happening here? My tongue's kind of burning. My gums are kind of burning. Like, just a lot of burning sensations. In addition, I started having some jaw issues. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, is this 48? Because if so, like, I'm going to go on back to 47 because this is a bunch of crap. And, I'm really sensitive to words. I'm really careful about the things that I speak. So, people would be saying funny things to me like, oh, you're just falling apart. And under my breath, I'd mumble, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I am not falling apart. But I also know I knew that something wasn't right. And I just kept thinking, well, I don't know what's happening. Maybe these things are unrelated. But then I noticed an exceptional rapid memory loss. And I'm not just talking like, forgetting a few words here and there. Like it's no longer almost a joke. Like it's been kind of, like almost concerning. The people on my team that work for me here at Team Allwood, they know Jen's memory has really gotten bad. And we've been trying to kind of piece together the different puzzle pieces. In addition, I, in July, went and had a facial. And I noticed after that my skin started breaking out. And I thought, well, this is perhaps just the price I pay for getting a facial. I should have known better. It was like one of those facials where they like, take off the little layer of like peach fuzz on your face. And I thought, well, this is what all the bloggers are doing. And so who doesn't want the peach fuzz gone off your face? And so I did that. Apparently a terrible mistake because my skin literally has never recovered from that. I'm still broke out in spots with some like sores up in my hairline. And the whole time I've been thinking to myself, what on earth is going on? Is this stress? Is this just aging? Are there some underlying issues? I've been to the doctors. I've gotten my blood work done. I've had scans and all the things, and everything keeps coming up fine. In addition, I noticed in the fall, boy, I'm losing a lot of hair, baby. A lot of hair. And I kept thinking, okay, what's happening here? And I went and had my hair trimmed. I get my hair trimmed just usually twice a year. And I was going to a Diva certified hair cutting person and also using Diva products, not the entire line, but I'll tell you which ones. And I noticed that like there was huge chunks of hair missing near my face that I keep thinking, what on earth? Did she accidentally cut those like that? Which she didn't. But ever since October, my hair has been thinning so much, like almost balding spots up near my temples. It's been kind of alarming, friends. I'm not going to lie. And by the way, it's not just about hair. It's about what hair represents. It's about just feeling like kind of out of control, feeling like what's happening with my health. I don't understand everything. I wish that I could connect the dots here. And so anyway, that was all going on in the last 6 to 8 months. Could be stress, could be my age, could be an underlying issue, but I feel like we've done all of our due diligence. Now, 2 weeks ago, I get notified from some woman, Jennifer, have you seen this video? And it was a woman named the Curl Ninja on Instagram. And the Curl Ninja and I are now, we talk back and forth. And she used to be someone that represented Devacurl. And she has been saying since last summer that something has changed. A lot of her clients whose hair she was cutting, their hair is thinning. They're losing hair. Things are going on. There's memory loss. There's skin problems. There's sores in the hairline. Something's happening. And it's just finally been in the last couple of weeks that people have started taking notice, and other people have come out of the woodwork going, oh my goodness, I've got these exact same symptoms. And by the way, I also use Devacurl hair products. Now, Could it be other things? It certainly could. And I'm saying that as a way to cover myself. And also just so that you know, I'm not saying that it is 100% Devacurl products, but there is now a Facebook group of over 40,000 women for people who believe that their hair has been seriously damaged and their health by Devacurl hair products. There is a class action lawsuit that has been put out there in the last couple of weeks against Devacurl. This story has broke on Good Morning America and the Today Show. So you can Google any of those things. So what I'm trying to say is there is a storm of brewing here in relation to these products. And I have been using, just so that you know what I've been using from Devacurl, I went through a bottle of their like low poo shampoo and conditioner, used that. I probably bought that 2 years ago. And I didn't love it because for me, I feel like I need to feel suds on my head. And those products don't like suds like normal shampoo. And that felt weird to me. But what I did use from them is bee leave-in conditioner. So I put that in my hair. So I would wash and shampoo my hair with other products, shampoo and condition my hair with other products, and then use the leave-in conditioner almost as a detangler every single time I shampooed. I also was using the foam. It's like mousse almost every single time I styled my hair. And every day, several times a day, because girl likes her hairspray, I was using the Devacurl hairspray. So just so you know what I was using. Several people have asked, did you get them straight from Devacurl or did you get them from Amazon or, a third party? I did not buy any products straight from Devacurl. I either purchased them from the girl who was cutting my hair, who stocked them in her salon, or I bought the hairspray off of Amazon, in full disclosure. So there are some problems going on as this army of mostly women is uniting. And I went on Instagram 2 weeks ago and I did a story. You can go, if you go to my Instagram account, you can find in the highlights, those are the little round circles on my Instagram account. It says hair loss and you can watch all the stories there. You guys, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you messaged me back and you use the products and your kids are having bald spots on their head. Your teenage daughters who've been menstruating have stopped menstruating. You also have burning mouth syndrome and you're like, what the heck is going on, and use these products. So something like, it's not just, a small handful of women. When you've got 40,000 women in a Facebook group with a class action lawsuit happening, something is awry. Okay. And so I've been watching this whole storm brewing and I've been watching it all go down and I've been, trying to be unemotional about it, while at the same time, I literally just broke down a week ago or so and just bawled my eyes out because of half my hair missing. And, when you are a businesswoman and you're getting ready to launch your first book in April with a 12-city book tour, and you're going to be on, television in those cities that you're in, I mean, you want to look your best. You don't want to be missing half of your hair. And so it's frustrating and it's upsetting. And so I'm watching and seeing how Devacurl is responding to the masses as both a consumer and a business person. And I have I actually have 4 things. I'm so sorry. I have 4 things that I think that Devacurl could be doing better that I want to share with you. And if you're a business person, I want you to hear these and listen to these with the ears of a business person, so that if ever some things, of course, it would be a smaller scale because, maybe you're listening to this and you have a $1 million national brand, but most of you are like me, you're small business owners, you're small potatoes in comparison to Devacurl. But I still think there's so many things that we can learn and things that they could be doing better. So number 1, I think one of the things that Devacurl is really missing that they could be doing is really making their customers feel heard. So right now, when you have so many people coming out of the woodwork and being like, I have issues, these 4 or 5 issues, the same issues are coming up over and over and over again with people who use Devacurl products. And I don't feel like the majority of us feel heard. And Devacurl has come out on their Instagram and they've made a blanket statement that basically just said, our products are safe. They're tested and they're safe. To which doesn't give anybody any warm fuzzies. You know what I mean? And I think about in my own business, sometimes we will have a client that's upset about something. You're never going to have 100% happiness rate. If you do, I don't think you're telling the truth. And so or maybe you sell Lucky Charms or something. And if that's the case, then it might be all happiness. But sometimes just making your customers feel heard is the difference between someone being disgruntled and someone being really, okay with things, like irritated, but they come around. The Bible says that a kind word turns away wrath. A kind word. And if you make somebody feel heard with a kind word, that will often diffuse a situation. Not saying that Devacurl could diffuse this at this point, but I am saying that they could at least make us, their customers, feel heard, instead of sending out a blanket Instagram story that's basically just feels like fluff, quite frankly. It feels like they're like, sorry, ladies, no problems on our end. Good luck to you. I think about like when people just signed up for my coaching group, and there was a couple people who were trying to get in at like midnight on the deadline, but a lot of people try to get in at midnight on the deadline. So then they were getting like, this, what we call the spinning wheel of death. They weren't able to check out, and so they were frustrated, and just making them feel really heard the next day. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. Here's what we think happened. Obviously it's after midnight, but we're still going to let you into the group. Like, no worries. We're so sorry that technology, wasn't our friend last night. Like, just making people feel seen and heard sometimes is the difference between just really leaving a terrible taste in people's mouth and them still being upset, but just you've diffused the situation. So that's point number one, making your customers feel heard. Number two is making your customers feel understood. I think in the case of Devacurl, that what they could have done is just validate their customers' concerns, which, by the way, does not mean necessarily taking responsibility, but it could look something like this. Oh my goodness, ladies, we hear you. And if we were losing all of our hair too with open sores on our head, we would be equally upset. We vow that we are going to test every product line that we have. We are going to test, the plastic containers that they come in. We are going to recall our products until we can, with 100% certainty, make sure that this is okay. That would make us feel completely validated and understood, in addition to feeling heard. Unfortunately, the blanket statement just didn't do that. And so far, I have not heard that Devacurl is considering a recall. By the way, I know that a lot of people are able to return their products. I have kept my products, and I'm keeping my products in the event there would need to be any testing done, or if there would ever be a recall down the road, I want to have my products with the numbers on them. That's just me. Just letting you know what I'm doing. But I think making their clients feel really understood could go such a long way right now. Such a long way. Number three, I think that another thing Devacurl could be doing is they could be staying super transparent and just kind of being an open book. Does that make sense? I can tell you that my friend Carrie Robina, who is my best business buddy, is also a Devacurl, or was a Devacurl user. And when she went to log in, she ordered her products, by the way, from Devacurl in particular. Carrie has had a terrible problem with her scalp itching, as I'm sitting here itching my scalp, because me too. And she's had incredible like dry skin, dandruff flaking off. It's from the products, she believes. And so but she has ordered all of her products from Devacurl online. Well, she went to log in the other day to get like her order history, and her account has been swiped. Gone. And there are many people, and you can see that in the Facebook group, whose accounts are now gone off of devacurl.com. That doesn't feel transparent. Doesn't feel transparent at all. The Curl Ninja, who has been trying, so hard to like wave the flag here and get some attention drawn to this before other people like her have to shave their head down to, a couple inches in their hair. She didn't shave her head, but she had to cut her hair down to just very, very short. She has been blocked from Instagram's account for trying, to say things and draw attention to it. And so what those sorts of things feel like to a consumer watching it and knowing it is it makes us feel like things are shady. It makes us feel like things are shady. But it feels like that lack of transparency then I think almost draws more suspicion. And so if there's nothing to hide, like go ahead and put all the details out there. Did the company actually, get sold in the last couple of years? Have you started using a third party for the packaging and or the shipment of your products? Like transparency would really, really go a long way, I think, in this case. And the fourth thing that I would just like to say that we need to remember as both consumers and business owners, and I think that Devacurl really needs to remember, is that it's not always just about what we think that it's about. I think that there is such a bigger conversation here than just the hair loss and the possibility that could be from hair products. I think the bigger conversation is what is wrong with our laws and rules in this country that there are so few carcinogens and different toxins that are banned from being allowed to be put into our cosmetics and our hair products. If you look at the number of things banned in the UK, it's like 1,300 things can't go into your hair products. They can't go into your, laundry soap. They can't go into your makeup. If you look at the United States, the list is less than 10 long. That's the bigger conversation. That's what people actually need to be asking. So we don't know for sure if it is or is not Devacurl products, but I guarantee you their products are not the only ones that are full of things that are not good for us. So many of you have alerted me to a couple of different apps. And I'm going to tell you about those apps right now. You can go download an app on your phone that's free called Think Dirty. Think Dirty. Another one is called Healthy Living. It's powered by Skin Deep and Food Scores. Those are two products or two apps that I have downloaded onto my phone so that I can look at a lot of the other things that we are using in our home and try to get cleaner. There are several documentaries on Netflix right now. If you want, you can send me a link to something on Instagram, send me a DM, ask me what those are, and I will get you the names of some of those products, or some of those shows that you can watch on Netflix and on television right now. Essentially, friends, this industry is a mess. This industry is a hot, stinking mess. In addition to the industry being a hot, stinking mess in terms of our products being full of toxins. I mean, you can go and you can Google right now the whole thing with like baby powder or talcum powder and how it's full of like carcinogens and how there's lawsuits with it. Why is it being allowed on our baby's skin? In addition to that conversation is a conversation that I have not yet heard anybody bring up. And I'm going to be a little ballsy and go ahead and just throw it out there. But at what point is there some responsibility of the third parties who are storing and stocking these products? A lot of the products that I got were from the lady who was doing my hair, who carried Diva products in her salon. But a lot of the products that I was buying in the last couple of years came from Amazon. How do we know that those products are being stored correctly in the right temperature? Because here's the thing, friends, most of these products are coming to us in plastic, and there are toxins and things in the plastic that can leach into the product. The Curl Ninja is on this and looking at, the product, the packaging very closely. Where does some responsibility lie with the third party? Where does it lie with Amazon? I don't know. I think it's a worthwhile conversation to have, though. Someone much smarter than I am is going to have to decide if this warrants, further conversation or how to even get the right people to look at the topic. But the truth of the matter is we have women just across the United States who are losing hair at a very rapid rate with open sores on our head. With many women, I did not have the dandruff and things like that. But there's a lot of women who are having other symptoms that they feel like are very closely related and caused by the carcinogens and the toxins that are in some of our products. And this is just not okay. It's just not okay. And so I wanted to do this podcast today, just literally to talk to you about some of the things that I think as business owners, we just need to watch and be very cognizant of. The four things that I think that any company should be doing that Diva could have done better is, number one, again, making us feel heard. Number two is making us feel understood. Number three was staying really transparent. And number four, helping us get to the bottom of the fact that it's not really even about what it's about. There's a deeper conversation that needs to happen. And I just wonder what would happen if Devacurl would come out and just be like, you know what? This is not okay with us either. We are going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to recall products. We are going to demand, safer things happening in the United States in this industry. We are going to vow to take out some of the things in our product lines that are not good for us. We're going to start a trend. Like, imagine what would happen and the respect that a lot of people would then have for the brand if they were willing to just come out and do those things. So I think it's an interesting conversation. If you did not watch my video on YouTube, you can go find me on YouTube at Jennifer Allwood and go look at recent videos about why I've quit using Devacurl hair products. You can also go over to my Instagram if you're wanting to know what products I am now using. I'm not promoting them at all, by the way, because I promoted Devacurl products for the last 2 years. I had to take down all the blog posts, the videos, etc., because I can no longer in good conscience promote those sorts of things. So hey friends, I hope that this episode on my YouTube channel was really useful for you. I hope that you really got something out of this conversation, and let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts and your experience with what you may or may not be going through right now in terms of hair loss. So yeah, comment below. And while you're here, hit subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have a new video that comes out every week, and I would love to just notify you when that happens. So until next week, be blessed. Bye-bye.